Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about that 20-gallon, you might have saw it a little bit there, that I was referencing in a video, I believe just last video, all about how one of my friends, he just recently got a 55 and is doing an African cichlid tank. Who knows, maybe at one point we'll go over there and get some B-roll of it, but basically he had a 20-gallon with some tetras and stuff in it that he needed to move. So we got it. So I do want to show you the before. So basically it was standard 20-gallon, and I'll go ahead and flip it around. But it's a standard top fin 20-gallon. So here is the tank itself. So it's got the beautiful black silicone on it. He had some white sand with like some pea gravel in it, and then he had a, not 3D, just a printed vinyl background that was taped to it. It also came with this stand here, which actually is a pretty sick stand, and I'll go ahead and show you why in a second, but here's the tank. Now you might be confused, you're like, wait a second, here's the tank, but that's the tank, and they're both there. Yes, if you remember, I had a couple of 20 highs that were up in the garage. So what I went ahead and did was I took the 20 high that I had that was already painted, and I just swapped it out. So I put everything in here. There was like 2 pieces of decoration that we did not use, but basically I'm just gonna take this one, spray paint the sides, put it in the garage, use it where this one would have been, and just kind of put that in its place. But one thing that I do want to go through is, well, first, filtration, because we do have a hang-on back filter. I don't like hang-on back filters that much. I know some people do. I just don't like the, I really like sponge filters, because sponge filters, I bought that and I'm good. Hang on back, we gotta go and we gotta get these cartridges. So what I'm gonna do is, for the time being, I'll keep this hang-on back filter running, especially because it's got all the beneficial bacteria in it. I went ahead and stole that sponge filter from the little tilapia tank, and I of course just cleaned it out, got it all situated. But yeah, we put a few of the decorations back in there. If you guys know me, like, even if we just come right over here, you know that I like a little bit more of a natural look to an aquarium, where it's got the live plants, it's got rocks, it's got either that fake wood, or if we come in here, of course, actual driftwood. The only one that I had prior to this that was anything similar was the Axolotl aquarium that has the terracotta pots. But this had, you know, it came with these different kind of like fake plant tree, little house thing, and there was like a oriental gateway and like a few other things as well, but I didn't end up using all of it. But we did go ahead and end up using some of it, especially because of all the beneficial bacteria that's on it. But let's go ahead and let's go through what's in here. So first and foremost, as you can see sifting around right now, is a Corydoras. So specifically this one and this one, they are 2 albino cories. But if we see over here in the corner, there's actually some, what I believe to be maybe emerald cories, maybe a different kind of cory. I'm not 100% sold that it's an emerald, but it's some kind of darker cory that I'm gonna look a little bit into. Then of course, we see these 6 right here. They are neon tetras. Now these neon tetras are not gonna stay here. Actually, a lot of these fish are not gonna stay in this 20-gallon, and we can talk a little bit more about that in a second. But we've got this school of 6 neon tetras. The little fish that's in the back right there, that's kind of coming up front now, that is a Buenos Aires tetra. Then one that just came out of the decorations right here. And of course, it's not gonna focus on the right thing. Can we do it? Yes, we can. That is a Serpay tetra. And then the last fish that is somewhere in here, and if we go ahead and zoom on out, let me see if maybe we can find it. It might be all the way up top in this decoration, or it might be, for all I know, behind the sponge filter under here somewhere. It's kind of timid, which makes sense because it is a black skirt tetra. So it's a black skirt tetra that's in here somewhere. We'll go ahead and find it. You know, I saw it, of course, this morning, but we'll find it and get some video of it at some point. But basically, to kind of flip the camera back around, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this tank yet, to be honest. we've thrown a couple of ideas around, like a pea puffer aquarium, and a few different kind of ideas for the aquarium itself, but we're not quite sure. What I am sure about is a couple of things, because for me right now, it is Wednesday. I get paid in 2 days, and I have already allocated some of the money for something that I want to do. So this tank is getting a new buddy, and then if we walk into the glorious fish room, then not only is that tank getting some buddies, this tank is getting some buddies, and most importantly of all, that tank is getting some buddies. Now, what do I mean by all this? Well, let's go through a few things. So, first and foremost, schooling fish, if at all possible, should be kept with other schooling fish. We all know this. So, like, you know, neon tetras should be kept in a school if at all possible. Bristlenose, it's kind of nice to keep them in a colony. We know that that's not the case all the time. Angelfish, it's good to keep them in a pair or allow them to kind of be in a group so they can shoal. Different fish have different kind of requirements, so to say. So right now, basically my idea is that this 55 up here with the pair of angelfish and then the other angelfish that's up there eating off of those green beans, if we go ahead and take a step up here, there he is, and we zoom on into this hide, you can see the pleco in there. So what pleco is that? Of course, if you guys have been following the channel and watching the other videos, that's one of the common plecos. Now, that common pleco and probably those hides, those exact same hides, are going to go in the other 55. So this 55 that has an Oscar and a pleco, good. The other 55 is also gonna have a pleco, good. Now, that's just because I kind of want to get the pleco out of this one, and I'll explain why in a second. And it's also nice to condition that other albino pleco to actually have something in with it, because it had some tank mates at one point, 2 other Oscars actually, and they have been moved elsewhere. But yeah, so basically, end goal, what's gonna happen is in these 2 stock tanks, there are going to be 2 Oscars and a common pleco each, just because I ended up needing to basically rescue those plecos. The one was because I wanted a common pleco and I saw that it popped up and someone needed it rescued. That's the first one we got. And the second one came with the angelfish that we rescued. It was kind of a, hey, I need both of these gone. So I said, nah, I got 2 stock tanks, perfect. Now, as soon, because the plecos do grow slowly. If I ever find that the pleco is too big for this stock tank, I will be getting it a larger tank, of course. Now, if it can stay in that stock tank and live out its life and be happy as can be, beautiful. If not, I'm not gonna keep it in there and torture the fish. Now, when we're talking about stocking, I don't have exact numbers, but I do have ideas. So, idea number 1. To get some of the aggression out of these, this one angelfish, the male angel, out of the pair that we got, the koi. So not like the spotted one, but the koi one. And actually, I can just turn you around. It's almost like the fish is right there. But that one, the white one with the yellow, realistically a little bit more orange, has a little bit of aggression towards the smaller one that's up in the corner right now. And I've been monitoring it to make sure that, you know, it's not anything crazy. And it hasn't been anything wild or anything where I'm seeing any torn fins or any stress or anything. They'll school together, but the occasional, you know, little, hey, get away from me kind of nips, but they're cichlids at the end of the day. So that will happen. So to get that down, I'm gonna be taking the neon tetras that are in that aquarium and putting them in here. But they're gonna be in a 55, and as you can see, they look absolutely tiny already in the 20 gallon. So we're basically nearly tripling it, and for a size of an aquarium, yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous. If you've ever seen 2 20s next to each other, 2 20s next to each other is the same length as a 55, just it's a little bit shorter. So with that being said, it's one of those things where it's like, I kind of want to get more. Not only just for schooling, but also it's gonna look so much cooler. they're gonna feel more comfortable, so on and so forth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to order some neon tetras. They're gonna quarantine for a little bit in the quarantine tank just because neon tetras are a little bit finicky. They have some interesting diseases that can come with them. And of course I wanna quarantine any fish that I get. Now in my case in the past, like the tilapia, I didn't need to quarantine them because they're all going in the same tank. So if I put them into a quarantine tank or I put them into a tank by themselves, it doesn't really matter. Same thing with the bristlenose. Yes, I did cross 2 pairs from different, or 2 colonies from different distributors, but I felt comfortable enough with the 2 distributors because one breeds them themselves and the other one quarantines for 30 days prior to shipping when they get something imported. So I felt comfortable doing it. In this case, just because I'm going to be ordering fish for multiple aquariums, more than likely I am going to be going ahead and just putting them all into one aquarium to quarantine. So we're looking at some neon tetras, not sure exactly how many yet, but I do want to get a little bit of a sizable school, maybe even throwing in some albino neons in there as well. I'm toying around with potentially getting more angelfish, and by more I mean maybe, I would love to get just one more. Ended up almost doing a rescue on one angel and it kind of fell through. Completely understandable, but it fell through on, not on my end. I don't want to sound like I did something wrong, but it just kind of fell through where I'm not getting it. But I would like to do some neons. Also, I would like to get the cories a little bit of a bigger school because with the 55, like I said, I want to take the common bristle or the common pleco out of there, put it into the other 55 so I can put cories in there and they're not occupying the same space and getting stressed or whatever. So yeah, so cories, the place that I'm getting both of those from also have Serpe tetra and black skirt tetra. They do not have Buenos Aires tetra, but that's something I can do down the road. But what I was thinking was getting some black skirt tetra or some gosh, what's the other ones that I just said? Serpe tetra. Probably end up getting both because I think they have them in like schools of 6 and you're supposed to have them in 5 to 7. We already have 1 and 1, so that would just be schools of 7 at that point. Kind of works out, so maybe I'll put some of them in there. I don't think so just because of the long flowing fins of the angelfish, but I might put some in with Max, might put some in with Perry, might even put some in with the bristlenose. I don't know. I'm going to be thinking about some things. And then a new fish that we don't have currently that I'm going to be trying to get is coolie loaches. I have wanted coolie loaches since I laid my eyes on those crazy little eelfish, and finally I'm gonna get some. So I think I'm gonna get a pack of 6 because the place that I'm buying from sells everything in just packs, not any single fish except for a few cases. Like the angelfish would be like a pack of 3, which wouldn't be bad. That would make our total number 6. But again, I'll kind of figure it all out. Now, when it comes to just getting everything situated and ordering it all, again, I'll be ordering it later this week. It'll come probably next week. So of course, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for that video. But then I'm gonna be, going ahead and quarantining them. I'm also gonna be getting some new plants and some other things of the likes coming in as well. I'm looking at getting some Amazon swords and maybe replacing the hornwort in this aquarium with some Amazon swords, or maybe just adding it with the hornwort. I'm not sure. I'm gonna take some time over the next few days and just kind of make some final decisions on how I want some things to be scaped, but I'm excited. This was kind of just a quick little update for you all, especially just showing off the 20 gallon that we got and just kind of giving you guys some excitement for videos to come. So without further ado, if you did enjoy, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and we'll talk again soon. See you guys next time.